Okay, I can't be the only player that plays Pokemon games like this because, man, it's been getting bad, and I've started to realize over the years as I get older and started watching better players play the game that I play Pokemon games with the most self sabotaging playstyle you could possibly have. So, a few years ago, I had decided to try out a Pokemon game. I can't fully remember which one it was, it might have been an MMO. Now, as known with most of the newer versions of Pokemon games, they're considered much easier than the older versions, especially because of the addition of permanent XP share as soon as you start the game, which is pretty controversial in the Pokemon community, but I don't really care, so I'm just enjoying the game regardless. The main problem, however, comes up with my decision making skills when it comes to choosing Pokemon because I have some of the worst decision making skills when it comes to man. Rather than looking at Pokemon selection strategically, I tend to look towards Pokemon that I think are just cool and fun to use. And that's fine and all, but you can't blame others if it ends up costing you in the end. But when you decide to choose that path while not paying attention to what really matters, you start catching Pokemon that aren't the greatest for your future endeavors. And what really made me blind to this is the fact that I would literally just fight with my starter Pokemon for like 90% of the game. It's kind of crazy that I can actually do that. Just use my starter 90% of the time until it's over leveled, and outside of the gyms that counter it, I'm just one or two shotting most of their Pokemon, and even if my starter does die, I have automatic XP share, so the rest of my team is strong enough to finish the job. The thing is, when you have that confidence gained from just defeating all the gyms, mainly using one Pokemon, while not paying attention to the rest of your team, you start to run into some trouble. At this time, I hadn't had much experience catching legendary Pokemon, because I usually saw that as a thing that you'd really only be able to do after you beat the game. But when I found out that you could catch the legendary birds Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres before the Elite Four, I got just a little bit excited. I had no experience having legendaries on my team, so I'm thinking, this will be great. I'm going to have legendaries on my team, they're going to be so strong, and I'm going to completely wash the Elite Four without even trying. All the Pokemon trainers in the nation are going to know my name. I don't want to put in any effort because who does that, so I just follow a tutorial to find each of the legendaries. It was a little difficult fighting them, but I succeeded in catching all three of them. Now, a smart person would think, catching legendaries is cool and all, but they're all part flying type. I should just put one of them on my team and the rest in my box because that's a smart thing to do. I think you see where I'm going with this. So I strut over to the Elite Four with a team that I believe is just going to completely dominate. One thing I noticed by the time I clear Victory Road is that I'm running out of money, so I purchase some of my last potions and revives, and then I start the finale. And when I tell you it was a bloodbath, I mean my blood because I was getting absolutely destroyed. What do you mean that having half of my Pokemon as dual flying types was a bad idea? I mean, come on, they're legendaries. I have to be destroying the competition, or else what will the spectators think of me? Bro, my Pokemon are getting absolutely shredded through. Each legendary is going down in one hit. It's critical after critical, and I'm watching the Pokemon I've raised for 10 years fall before my very eyes in the biggest challenge of our lives. It's terrible. And I have no more money, so I have no choice but to leave and go fight trainers because I'm broke. But at that point, I don't even care to spend time doing that anymore, so I just stopped playing the game. So now I'm thinking, perhaps it wasn't the best idea to have half my team have the same weaknesses, but can you really blame me? Listen, I'm the type of Pokemon player that is adverse to using status effect moves because I view it as giving my opponent a free turn to attack me. So you're saying that by using Swords Dance, I can increase my Pokemon's attack damage by 2 stages? Meaning that I'll be able to destroy the competition? Nah, use Hydro Pump immediately. Like when it comes to Pokemon tech, I am completely ignorant on those topics. EVs and IVs just sit in my Pokemon stats throughout my entire gameplay, and I don't even look at them once. I mean, are they really that important if you're just playing the main storyline? Like, let's just be a little fair, they aren't that necessary. Let me just stay ignorant, man. I only recently learned how they even work. Just overall, my Pokemon skills need some serious work because I just rely on my starter to carry me throughout every battle, and I might have one or two other Pokemon that you can remotely take seriously, but the rest I have to watch get thrown out and do absolutely nothing before they can be obliterated, and I just start using them as sacrifices at that point. I'm legit just throwing them out so that I can buy time to use my heals on my Pokemon that really matter. I'm just the greatest Pokemon trainer. No Pokemon would hate to be in my care because I don't play favorites, and I don't neglect my other Pokemon because I care for all Pokemons equally. Even if you are extremely weak and useless to my team, and I honestly want to put you in my box forever, but I don't have any better alternatives at the moment. But you should be grateful. We're going to become champions. Just sit and watch. Now, I've started thinking about taking the tech in the game more seriously and actually using status effect moves and items like X attack, but I think it'll take a little while for me to figure this whole being good at the game gimmick with Pokemon before I can really stack up to one of the greatest in the world. This is not a joke. Expect to see me in the Pokemon Championships because I am definitely planning on grinding out my Pokemon skills. Oh, wait. I have to make Minecraft videos. Okay, maybe not. The dream's over. It lasted for 10 seconds. Never mind. So that's about it with my Pokemon adventures. I've been really pumping out these commentary videos this past week, and it's been pretty great. I mean, I can just talk about the most random things imaginable, and sometimes people would tune in to watch for a few minutes. I am actually thinking about making a video about me actually playing the game, since I'm a Minecraft YouTuber and all, but for now, here's some commentary videos in the meantime while I brainstorm some ideas. We've hit 200 subscribers, which is a much larger jump than I anticipated, so thanks for that, but we're going to continue rising, so I hope you stay along for the journey. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit that thing immediately. 200 subs is in the past. We've got real goals. We're going from 200 to 1,000,000 immediately. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.